All right, so I'm going to take a few minutes here to give you an overview of the NORC and its programs and cores. If you don't know me already, I'm Paul MacLean. I'm the director of the Colorado NORC, and Dan Bessison is the associate director. Dan and I run the NORC and its programs, and as I mentioned before, Olivia is the program administrator, and Caro is the grants and contracts specialist. So the Colorado NORC is a P30 grant that brings $4 million in direct costs over 5 years. So we have been continually funded with this P30 mechanism for 29 years now. And the mission of the Colorado NORC is to advance the science of nutrition and obesity by facilitating interdisciplinary collaborative translational research and by fostering the development of the next generation of scientists in the Rocky Mountain region. The theme for our NORC is with the prevention and treatment of obesity and its metabolic complications across the lifespan through better nutrition, lifestyle modifications, and medical treatments. So why should we care about nutrition and obesity? Well, it's because nutrition affects everything in our bodies. It can affect us in a good way, and it can affect us in a pathological way. And overnutrition is affecting the majority of America's, both adults and kids, are afflicted with excess weight or obesity. And so that's why we all care. And for our research enterprise, nutrition and obesity, because it has such broad effects, it can serve as a hub for interdisciplinary translational team science. It connects to a lot of disease pathologies and a lot of different aspects of our research enterprise on campus. There are 11 funded NORCs across the country. We're positioned very well in the Rocky Mountain region. And our particular NORC links to 4 or 5 institutions in the Rocky Mountain region. The majority of our faculty are on the Anschutz Medical Campus here, but we also have faculty and trainees at CU Denver, CU Boulder, Colorado State University, and the University of Utah. Now, I'll stop here and just say the National NORC program has funding that is distributed. They fund these centers, but they also fund national programs that are available to our early career investigators and our faculty. And I just wanted to mention 2 now that are in process of being funded. The first is the CIMMER Mentorship Training. CIMMER stands for the Center for the Improvement of Mentored Experiences in Research. This is out of the University of Wisconsin in Madison. This is a well-known mentorship training program that is very robust, and the National NORC program is sponsoring a workshop for 35 faculty at each of the NORC centers. And so over the next 6 months, we'll schedule that, and we will be signing up faculty for that day-long workshop. Along with that, we'll have 2 CIMMER champions that will work with CIMMER over the next 5 years or so and be the conduit of information for that mentorship and leadership training. And that is Darlene Sandoval and Megan Bethia. The second so if you're interested, please contact Olivia Schmidt. And if you don't contact her, we'll be contacting you to sign up for this program. It is an incredible program, very robust mentorship training with an emphasis on diversity, equity, and inclusion in the mentoring process. The second program is primarily for early career investigators. It's run out of the Harvard NORC. It's called the INSPIRE program, Inter-NORC Speaking Scholar Initiative. This will recruit 22 early career investigators, 2 from each of the NORCs from around the country, to partner with an external mentor. And the purpose of this program is to engage with them in their presentations and speaking styles, and to mentor them in the area of disseminating their science. And so this will involve engaging early career investigators with not only giving them feedback on their presentations, but connecting them and getting them real speaking opportunities out and about. So this is one thing that needs to be applied to. So if you're interested, you can email Olivia to get the call for applications, and the deadline for that is December 18th. It's not too hard to apply for, and it looks like it would be a really good engagement with external networking opportunities and external speaking opportunities. That is particularly for postdocs and early career faculty who are about 5 years within their faculty position, their first faculty position. So take advantage of the National NORC program. All right, back to our specific research base. The Colorado NORC research base has grown over the last 29 years. We now have 132 members. You can see how we have grown over time. We now are 132 regular members. A regular member means a faculty member who is funded in the area of nutrition and obesity research. Our research base has a really nice even distribution of full associate and assistant professors. The vast majority of our faculty are on Anschutz Medical Campus, but we do have faculty and trainees at the schools and universities I mentioned previously. And this is not all in one department or one division. Our faculty come from over 30 different organizational units across the Rocky Mountain region. We also have 70 affiliate members. These include trainees, faculty, scientists who don't necessarily use our cores, but are doing research in the area, and other educators who are very interested in our enrichment program. So we keep track and try to engage them in both our, mainly in our enrichment programs. So the funding portfolio of our research base has grown over the past 29 years. From when it started as what was called a Colorado Nutrition Research Unit to what are now referred to as the Nutrition Obesity Research Centers. We are now at a portfolio reported 3 years ago as being over $50 million. And so that's not what the NORC does. That's what the research, that's what you guys bring to the table as a research base for our NORC. It's a diverse funding portfolio. Most of it was with NIDDK, but because obesity and nutrition affects so many different disease states, we have a lot of funding with a broad range of institutes at the National Institutes of Health. This is what our research and career development portfolio looked like. We were supporting 120 R-level grants, 7 team science projects, 7 merit awards, 43 foundation awards, a number of career development awards, and close to 30 pilot and feasibility awards. So that's kind of what the portfolio of our research base looked like. This is a representation of what the NORC structure is. We have the research base, and we are funded, or we support this research base with 3 biomedical research cores that I will tell you about. We support them with a NORC enrichment program that I'll speak more about, and a pilot and feasibility program. And at the center of this is the administrative core that tries to tie everything together and make sure the money flows okay and that everything's operating appropriately. But this is these are natural themes that have emerged out of our research base. 29% of our faculty report doing research in early life influences, metabolic, maternal, fetal, or perinatal programming. 43% doing research in the area of sex differences and women's health research. 32% of our faculty do studies in the areas of exercise and energy expenditure regulation. Close to half do studies on metabolic dysfunction, the regulation of metabolism, and then 43% of our faculty are interested in developing interventions for better health. These don't add up to 100% because many of our faculty fall into more than one of these categories. So with our enrichment program, this is run, as I mentioned, by Ed Melanson and the program administrator, Olivia Schmidt. Our enrichment program partners with a number of programs on campus. Many years ago, we asked our research base, did you want us to do a NORC seminar program? And everybody said, no, we have too many seminar programs. And so our strategy that has been successful for a long time now has been to leverage the resources that we have and bring faculty and refreshments and things like that to existing seminar programs. And so we partner with the Nutrition Seminar Program, Endocrinology Grand Rounds, Research Conference, Cancer Center, Diabetes Center, Lead Center. We partner with these programs to insert nutrition and obesity content in these programs across campus, and that has worked well for us. We also sponsor a number of working groups. You can see a number of them that are listed here that have naturally emerged and are led by members of our research base. We distribute quarterly NORC news. This is a newsletter that goes out to help keep everybody informed. And then Olivia distributes a NORC weekly update. We get a lot of things that come to us and they say, please forward this to your district, to your research base. We try to gather that all up into one email, and Olivia will send that every Friday, what we get. And these are funding opportunities, training opportunities, engagement jobs that are out on the market that come your way. So it would be good to take a look at what's in there because there's a lot of valuable information. But we also don't want to flood your email boxes, and so we try to gather that all up into one place for you. We have a NORC, we sponsor thematic conferences, retreats, and social events. This past year, we had a workshop on cancer and metabolism. In the coming year, Ed is planning one that's focused on indirect calorimetry and the methods, a methodological workshop on that for this coming summer. And then we have a NORC Awards program, and this is a grassroots program that allows all of our research base to engage and nominate people that are very impactful in our research enterprise. And I want to tell you that the nominations for that NORC Awards is open right now. And the deadline is 2 days from now, November 8th. Anybody from the graduate student and technicians all the way up to senior faculty can go on, get the QR code, and very easily nominate somebody who they think has been really valuable to the research base. We have 6 categories: research and education support, where both administrators and technicians are eligible. We have graduate student award, PhD instructor fellow, MD instructor fellow, faculty member, and mentor. So if you'd like to nominate somebody, over here is a poster board with the QR codes for each one of these categories. So it cannot be any easier to nominate somebody you think for the award. Go click on it, and you can simply type in the reason I love this person. Done. You've nominated somebody for the award. So please take advantage of this awards program. I think I just said it was fast and easy, and the awards will be presented at our NORC. It's not a holiday party, whatever you're thinking. It's an employee appreciation event that we're going to have on November 8th. And so that's another point that I want to make. On December 8th, please save the date. They're going to have an off-campus employee appreciation event at one of the local pubs or beer halls where everybody can come together and enjoy and appreciate each other. All right, the pilot and feasibility program. The director here is Dan Bessison, and recently we've added Kristen Boyle to the team as the associate director of this pilot program. This targets fellows and junior faculty that have yet to receive their first R01 funding, and it really gives an opportunity for early career investigator to tie into the cores and use the core facilities. The awards are for the most part, $40,000 distributed over 2 years, with an emphasis on those that are looking at nutrition, obesity, and related pathologies. The call for applications come out in March. The deadlines are in late April, early May, and funding usually starts August 1st. And you'll get an opportunity to listen to a number of our pilot awardees today and what they're doing. We have had other partnerships in the pilot and feasibility program. We've done partnered pilots with the Cancer Center, Kansas University Medical Center, and the Diabetes Research Center. That has allowed our dollars to go a little bit further to support more folks as they develop their research programs. But this is a hugely impactful program. This comes from our most previous renewal, and it shows a track record of success. We funded 40 investigators. The majority of the women, a good portion, were from underrepresented groups in academia. They're not focused all in one department or division. We fund a lot of different academic units, and we try to balance our portfolio in funding basic clinical and translational projects. The outcomes are here. Most of the individuals are still in academic research. 98% or 58% have gone on to acquire a K or Career Development Award. 35% are PIs on R-level grants, and 85% have completed their pilot and feasibility projects and leveraged that to attain additional funding. And we do send some of them away. We like to keep most people here, but a lot of them have gone off and connected to other institutions. And so this is a healthy aspect. As much as I hate to lose people, it's a healthy aspect of our funding pilot program. Over this past cycle, we obtained an additional $150,000 of money from the National NORC program for targeted pilots. And now the percentage of underrepresented in our pilot and feasibility programs upwards above 20 to 25% now. So, and I'll just say, I was a pilot and feasibility program winner 20 years ago. So, and so we see this program as not only building, helping folks build their research programs, it's helping us develop the next generation of leaders in our center. And so it's a really important program. All right, the biomedical research cores I'll touch on. They span basic, preclinical, clinical, and translational types of research. The molecular and cellular analytical core, the director is Brian Bergman, the associate director Kartik Shankar, Corinne Zemsky-Berry is the director of the lipidomics, and Matt Jackman oversees the mitofunction services and equipment. So this has a number of assays in the mass spec realm that pursue isotopic enrichment of specific stable isotope tracers, quantitative lipidomics. Kartik runs an RNA-seq pipeline with a number of different genomics applications, not only RNA-seq, but a number of different informatic analysis from the point of your sample to the point of publication-ready figures. And then we have a number of things that we support in the area of cellular and mitochondrial respiration, the equipment shown here. We have strong partnerships with pediatrics and the Cancer Center Genomics Core in running these, providing these services. So I don't want to go through all of this. I just want to say this core does a lot. This is a table from what they did over the last 5 years, and you can see how many NORC members they supported over a 5-year period, the grants they supported, career development awards, F&T fellowship funded folks, and how many publications that were supported by this core. It's a huge volume and a huge number of people that are affected by this core, and they continue to have that impact today. The Energy Balance Assessment Core involves human and animal metabolic phenotyping. The director is Wendy Court. The associate director is Ed Melanson. I run the small animal phenotyping center, and we have recently added Seth Creasy to the team to bring in expertise in doubly labeled water and indirect calorimetry. So the human phenotyping involves body composition, energy expenditure, doubly labeled water, physical activity, and exercise interventions. At the preclinical level, we have pretty much the same types of things. We can also do meal patterning and nutrient trafficking studies. And here's their impact. Both the clinical core and the animal core affect a number of people on campus and help facilitate research, both at the basic and preclinical level as well as the clinical level. And here's their table of metrics that show how impactful they are with our research enterprise. The Clinical Intervention and Translation Core, it's run by the director is Janine Higgins, the associate director is Vicky Catenacci, and they help with clinical translational design, weight management interventions, nutrition. They are run the Metabolic Kitchen out of the Anschutz Health and Wellness Center, providing meals for studies, physical activity interventions, clinical and research support. And they have partners with Anschutz Health and Wellness Center, and I forgot to mention the partners with the Energy Balance Assessment Core. The primary partner here is also the CCTSI and local departments. But with this CIT core, the Clinical Translational Science Institute is a very strong and important partner of this core as well. As far as the core productivity, over a 5-year period, you can see how many clinical protocols they ran, how many different PIs, sponsored projects with career development awards, R-level funding, pilot and program projects, just a huge impact in facilitating the research on campus. So just to mention the NORC cores in general, they're healthy and robust. They have a high level of use and they're evaluated with very high marks. But we do have formal evaluations. We try to adapt these cores to meet the changing needs of our research base. And so that's why it's important for you to give us feedback. If something's going wrong or not working in a core, we need to know so that we can change it. We have additional members of the NORC Executive Committee: Nancy Krebs, Darlene Sandoval, Josiane Broussard, Amy Keller, Megan Bethia, and Richard Johnson, who have helped give input and additional input on how our NORC cores and programs have operated. And we also have both internal and external advisory boards. I've mentioned this earlier, but the key to our success is the partnerships we have on campus. You can see at the School of Medicine level, the departmental level, and we partner with a number of centers on campus and with other institutions to make our cores and programs to maximize their impact that we have. So if you want to know more about the Colorado NORC, we have a newly launched website. You can go to cunorc.org and find more information about all of the cores and programs that we have that are available.